from the media, no? So for my opening statement, first I would like to welcome yung naging desisyon ng Supreme Court kahapon that pertains to the petitions filed against the House of Representatives, in particular the Committee on Justice. Kaugnay po ito sa ating mga isinagawang proceeding patungkol dito sa mga impeachment complaints laban sa Vice Presidente, where the petitioners raised a lot of constitutional questions. Kasama na po dyan itong mga allegations nila on mini trial, allegations on fishing expedition, allegations on having prejudged the impeachment complaint even before the clarificatory hearing. Sinama din po nila dyan yung alleged violation ng one-year bar rule and even itong alleged invalid referral by the plenary to the Justice Committee, no? We do not want, of course, to dwell so much on these issues because ito na nga yung kahalagahan ng naging desisyon ng Supreme Court kahapon. Dismiss na po lahat ng petitions na ito on the ground of mootness. At nais ko pong liwanagin na ito po'y bilang pagpapatibay sa exclusive power ng House of Representatives to initiate all cases of impeachment. At ganun din, isang pagpapatibay sa exclusive power naman ng Senado to try and decide all impeachment cases. I hope that with this decision of the Supreme Court, no, sana natapos na yung mga issues na ibinabato kaugnay ng naging proceeding ng Justice Committee. Of course, as chairperson and presiding officer during that time, I felt responsible for all those allegations. But finally, I hope that this will serve as closure. At sana, hindi na rin ito ma-raise during the trial, no? Na magre-resume this coming Monday. Ito po ay bilang pagpapatibay na kailangang ituloy na itong nangyayaring pagdinig, paglilitis sa impeachment court, isang pagkilala din ng exclusive power ng Senado to try and decide all impeachment cases. Nagpapasalamat po ako sa lahat ng mga sumuporta sa Justice Committee ng House of Representatives. Nagpapasalamat din po tayo sa Supreme Court for upholding the constitutional power, of course, not only of the House of Representatives, but also the Senate as the impeachment court. Ito po isang maliwanag na indikasyon na talagang umiiral ang demokrasya at ang saligang batas sa bansang Pilipinas. So, I must say perhaps congratulations sa sambayan ng Pilipino sapagkat napagtagumpayan po natin ang mandatong iniatang sa House of Representatives. Dismiss na po lahat ng petisyon na ito at malaya at mas masaya po nating may pagpapatuloy ang ating trabaho bilang mga prosecutors dito sa ginaganap na paglilitis before the impeachment court. So for the opening statement, I think that would be all, no, Roy?
Yes po, ma'am. Unless Attorney Ligutan and Attorney Jay Tolosa want to say something.
Sige, so ako, JL, go ahead.
Yes, go ahead, please.
So, of course, maraming salamat, no? So, congratulations sa lahat, no? And then, isang bagay na kailangan nating klaruhin through an opening statement, yung audit na nangyari, no? Nangyari yung in-audit yung confidential funds ng Vice President. Kasi nga, may mga bagay na confusing, no? Sinasabi doon na may napatunayan ba? Now, yung isang bagay na dapat natin maintindihan na yung audit ay isang proseso, no? Hindi siya biglaan. Nagsisimula iyan with yung pag-release ng cash advance, and then yung sunod is yung pag-liquidate, and then kung may makikitang mga irregularity, yung COA, aabot tayo sa tinatawag na Audit Observation Memorandum, or kung hindi pa rin, Notice of Suspension, and then ultimately, kung sa tingin ng COA hindi nagampanan ng isang official yung dapat isumite na mga dokumento, hahantong yan sa isang Notice of this Allowance or NOD. So yung tanong, nabigyan ba na pagkakataon yung Vice President na i-explika sa taong bayan paano nagasto yung confidential fund? Nabigyan po ng pagkakataon yung Vice President. Yung tanong na lang is, may mga tanong pang hindi pa nasasagot. At sino yung sasagot sa mga tanong na iyan na hindi po yung prosecution, kundi yung impeachment court itself? Yun lang, that would be the opening statement.
Yeah, for me, just very quickly, just also like to echo what Chair Jinky stated a while ago. No, so we welcome the dismissal of the consolidated petitions questioning the impeachment proceedings before the House of the Representatives. No, so the Supreme Court recognized that the House had already completed its constitutional role when it approved and transmitted the articles of impeachment to the Senate, where the proceedings are now underway. So let us be very precise about what this is and what it is not. No, so this is not yet a judgment on the guilt or innocence of the vice president. No, it's not a ruling on the merits of the issues which are now before the impeachment court. So it is a dismissal of the petition because the acts sought to be restrained had already been completed. So there's nothing for the Supreme Court to restrain. So what the Supreme Court decision settled is the forum. So what's clear now is that the proper forum is now the impeachment court. So if the vice president has answers, she must present them here, no? Before the impeachment court. If she has evidence, she must show it here. So nakita natin, sinubukan nila ho, no, napigilan ang pagtakbo ng proseso sa Supreme Court. Ngayon, maliwanag na, those did not become successful. So nasa Senado na ang kaso. Dito na ho sila sumagot ngayon.
Alright, salamat po, Attorney Jay. Siguro we are ready to receive and answer your questions, and para lang sa housekeeping rules, konti lang, let's to give everyone a fair chance. Let's keep our questions to 2. Pag mayroon pa kayong tanong, we can go back to you after the others have asked their question. So for our first one to ask, si Lianesca po may tanong.
Roy, may buzzer ba like sa Senate?
Wala po naman, wala po naman.
Joking, just joking.
Wala po tayong timekeeper dito.
Hello. Hello.
Lianesca.
Okay po. Clear po ako. Question ko po, doon po, I think last April, it was confirmed by the OWA, si Attorney Zamora, ng INPAC, na meron pong mag-use of disallowance also sa 375 million confidential fund disbursements ng OBP for 2023. So basically the entire disbursement for 2023 may end po. For the prosecutors, mas alarming po ba ito as compared dun sa 100, dun sa naunang ending na 73 million lang out of 125, yung may ending na issued ng COA. Kasi po ito entire 375, ibig sabihin hindi sumunod dun sa joint circular. Is this worse? Yun po yung first question.
Well, if I could take it, siguro mas maganda hintayin natin ang magiging testimonya ng susunod pa nating testigo paukol sa bagay na to, no? Dahil pare-pareho kaming mga prosecutors, we have to be careful with what we will be disclosing, no? So baka sabihin this goes into the merits of the case already. But yes, napaka-importanting bagay din ito. But mas maganda since ang testigo na umupo, si Attorney Roderick Wamil, na pag-usapan pa lang naman natin, no, yung pagdating dun sa notice of disallowance paukol dun sa last quarter of 2022. Hintayin natin na ipaliwanag ito ng susunod na testigo natin.
Siguro, Jay, if I can add to that,
Yeah.
siguro yung tanong, ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng isang notice of disallowance? No? Sa audit ng COA, base po sa proseso, ito yung ending ng isang pag-audit. So kung sa tingin ng COA through yung mga auditor, may mga irregularity sa paggasta ng pera ng bayan, aabot tayo sa notice of disallowance. Ibig sabihin yan, sa tingin ng COA, yung mga auditor, based sa mga dokumentong isinumite ng, for example, ng isang ahensya like Office of the Vice President, hindi po nagtutugma yung mga dokumentong isinumite. So ibig sabihin ipinapasauli ng COA sa isang official, sa isang agency yung pera, no? Hindi po ito conviction. Pero mabigat na rin po yung ibig sabihin ng notice of disallowance, no? Ipinapasauli kasi nga may mga irregularity na natuklasan yung COA. Siguro yung tanong, Lianesca, no, ito ba ay penal na or executory na? Napag-usapan kahapon yan, executory na yan. Ibig sabihin, kung wala pong TRO galing sa Supreme Court, kailangan pong gawin ng isang official like the Vice President yung pagpapasauli ng pera. So siguro sa pinapasauli na, Ano bang ibig sabihin yan? I think the people can answer that question. Sabi ng COA, return the money kasi may mga irregularity na nangyari sa paggagasta ng pondo ng pera ng bayan. Yan na siya.
Susugan ko lang very
Yeah.
quickly. Sorry, no, I think if I heard correctly, sabi mo kanina, Lenesca, anong ibig sabihin nito na hindi lang pala isa ang naging notice of disallowance para pala sa lahat ng quarters? No? Of course, we leave it to the appreciation of the court, but mahalaga din to dahil ibig sabihin, ang pagkakamali hindi lang nangyari sa isang installment na pagbigay at paggamit ng confidential funds. Bagkos lahat, no, itong kabuoang confidential funds worth $500 million nagkaroon ng improper liquidation. No? So, of course, mas bumibigat yung nagiging violation. And yan naman ang nakalagay sa ating articles of impeachment. Itong kabuoang pera nito, nagkaroon ng misuse and fraudulent liquidation.
And if I may add, no, I think the most important part of it is we should appreciate Joint Circular 2015-01 as the regulations pertaining to entitlement, disbursement, and liquidation of confidential fund and intelligence fund. Ibig sabihin po, usaping confidential fund, dapat ang tinututukan natin, may compliance ba o walang compliance sa Joint Circular 2015-01. At very significant po ang mga naging observation ng ating state auditor, no? For one, palagi niyang binabanggit, dapat merong evidence of success kapag may payment of reward. Second, dapat preferably official receipt or invoice ang magsusupport or justify ng purchases. And third, dapat yung liquidation reports ay consistent dun sa date of disbursements, no? So, without stating a conclusion of fact, at least let us appreciate na itong observations na ito ay kaugnay ng mandato o regulations na nilalaman naman ng 2015-01. So, the important part of it is kapag may public fund, dapat sumusunod tayo sa regulation na mayroon. Kamukha nito, Confidential Fund, Joint Circular 2015-01 ang significant in terms of determining compliance or non-compliance. And that is the importance of the audit process na naging subject matter ng testimonya ng ating mga witness, no? At ito pong pag-audit na ito ay hindi po nangyayari lang in particular dito sa naging subject matter ng audit ng pondo ng OVP or ng DepEd. As a matter of fact, it happens to all public funds. And perhaps yun ang gusto kong maintindihan ng ating mga kababayan. Ang lahat po ng pondo ng bayan ay subject sa audit. At anumang klase ng pondo yan, so long as it is a public fund, dapat sumunod sa regulation na ini-impose ng batas. And for this particular purpose, kapag confidential fund, dapat sumunod sa regulasyon ng Joint Circular 2015-01. Kapag hindi sumunod, ibig sabihin, non-compliance yan, no? And that is the reason kung bakit nagkakaroon ng mga notices of disallowance. Kung sumunod naman, dapat walang notices of disallowance.
Tama.
All right, Yaneska, any follow-up questions?
Hello. Isang follow-up lang po ako. Yung argument, lagi ko kasi itong pinuput forward ng defense na yung mga NDs are appealable. They are all appealable. They can go to the Supreme Court for that. And pending that final conclusion, kaya sinasabi nila yan, hindi pa po ito final.
Okay, so I think
Is that an acceptable reason?
I think pwedeng sagutin yan. So, yung argument na pwede pang i-apila sa Supreme Court, no? We beg to disagree with that, no? Napakaklaro po, executory na yung decision, no? Decision ng COA Commission, yung ina-uphold yung notice of disallowance, executory na yan. Yung bagay na pwedeng iakyat sa Supreme Court, siguro medyo technical pero we have no choice, no? Iba yung inaapila mo sa Supreme Court through regular channel, yung pag-aapila. Tsaka iba pa rin yung tinatawag natin sa batas na Rule 65 certiorari. Ibig sabihin doon, pag Rule 65 certiorari, kung walang TRO, yung Supreme Courts, executory na. Final tsaka executory na yung decision ng COA Commission. So yung tanong, is it appeal ba yan? Apila ba yan? With all due respect po, we beg to disagree. Ibig sabihin, kung hindi po mag-i-issue ng TRO yung Supreme Court, tapos na po yung boxing. Yung notice of disallowance na na-issue ng COA Commission, dapat i-implement na iyan. So yung term na ginagamit na apila, we beg to disagree with that. Kasi nga, uulitin ko, yung pamamaraan ng pag-aakyat ng isang decision ng COA to the Supreme Court, hindi po through appeal yan, through Rule 65 certiorari. So you among us lawyers, medyo technical, ibig sabihin yan, kung walang TRO, ini-issue yung Supreme Court, tapos na po yung boxing, yung issue ng notice of disallowance. Leonesca.
Thank you po. That's all from my
Alright. Kung walang comment si Kong Jinky at saka si Attorney Jay, Haji, you can ask your question now.
Magandang umaga po. I only have 2 questions, promise. First po, dun po sa inapprove na motion to take judicial notice, dun po sa mga naging pagdinig no, ng House of Representatives ng House Committee on Justice. May clarificatory question lang po sana kung nasunod po ba yung gusto nyong mangyari doon sa inapprove nung Senate Impeachment Court on the issue of the judicial notice? Or kumbaga meron po sana kayong gustong sana naisama doon sa decision as a whole? Thank you po.
Well, I think the decision of the impeachment court is exactly what we prayed for in our motion for the IC to take judicial notice, no? At tamang-tama naman ito sapagkat ito ay maliwanag sa Rule 129, Section 1, mandatory judicial notice. Sapagkat itong mga hearings, transcript of stenographic notes at videos ng pagdinig ng Committee on Good Government at ng Committee on Justice are considered as official acts of the House of Representatives. Therefore, hindi na kailangang mag-present pa ng evidence upang patunayan na talagang nagkaroon ng pagdinig. Na itong mga pagdinig na ito ay na-document sa pamamagitan ng mga TSN or transcript of stenographic notes. At ito'y na-document din sa pamamagitan ng recordings, ng audio and visual nitong mga pagdinig na ito. No? Nevertheless, maliwanag ang sinabi ng impeachment court kahapon, ito lang ang saklaw ng judicial notice. Upang patunayan ang katotohanan ng nilalaman ng TSN at ganun din ang mga video, that will be a different matter. Ang saklaw lang ng judicial notice is the fact na nagkaroon ng hearing, na ang mga hearing ay na-document sa TSN, ganun din sa mga video recordings ng mga pagdinig na ito. Ang tinutukoy natin, pagdinig ng Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability, 2024 pa yan, 19th Congress, at ganun din ang naging pagdinig ng Committee on Justice nitong nagdaang mga buwan bago na transmit itong articles of impeachment sa Senado na ngayon ay nililitis.